Welcome to Vinyl News, and on Vinyl News, in case you haven't seen this series of videos before, that's it. I'm just giving you vinyl news, and there'll be no information in terms of mastering quality, pressing, because this is literally items which have appeared through my front door, and I'm just letting you know they exist. I'll give you a few comments on each one. I'll be looking at if there are themes within the vinyl news. The only themes I'll be looking at are record labels. So in this particular case, I've received a few, I've got them here, from a few LPs from Music on Vinyl, a prolific vinyl label. And they produce so many because they have good deals, good business deals with major record labels. So they produce a wide variety of vinyl albums. So I'll be quickly talking about those now. And I have, what have we got? We've got 5, okay? What I'll do, I'll hold them up to camera, just so you can have a quick look. And then I'll grab some high-res images and I'll just flash those on the screen too, just to give you a closer look. Maybe you can pause the video and you can look at that at your leisure. So be prepared with the remote. So I'll go through each one in turn, just a very brief. First one is this one. Let me just bring it up to camera first. Okay, so let's just see. Ooh, I'll go back a bit, shall I? There we are. So I went a bit too far forward. I'll keep them in their sleeves for now, just so you can see what they look like when you see them on the shelf, when you buy them yourself. So I'll keep them in the sleeve that they arrive in, especially as this particular one is, I'm not sure whether you can see it, just where my fingers are, you can reseal. Let me just go closer then so you can sort of see that. I don't know if you know with Music on Vinyl, but they come with a sleeve, a plastic sleeve, and obviously there's the gold label on the top in the corner there, but you can reseal them, so it's not like, I don't know if you can sort of see that. Let me just hold it so the camera focuses a bit more. You can just see where my fingers are there, so you can reseal the sleeve, which is very useful. It's a useful thing. This one is a Rocksteady compilation. It's 12 tracks. Let me read. This is a Duke Reid. Let me read. That was apt, wasn't it? Let me read Duke Reid. Duke Reid was the producer, and these were all produced at the Treasure Isle recording studio in Kingston, Jamaica. And you've got, I think 69. This was released. Is it 69? 68 originally. And you have a few people like Tommy McCook, the Techniques, the Melodians, the Jamaicans, people like that. So cracking little compilation that is. I'm looking forward to seeing that one, or hearing that one rather. I can see it now, can't I? But I'm looking forward to hearing. So let me just put this one down. Next up is a good old piece of green. Mr. Fleetwood Mac himself, the real Fleetwood Mac, eh? Oh, there's a few arguments. I can see blood pressure rising as I say that. So yeah, there he is, Mr. Guitar. This is it's called What You Gonna Do, and it was an 80 something, 81. Yes, there you are. So you can see that on the front, and let me flip it over on the back. There we go. And did he have any guest artists on this? I wonder. Well, Ronnie Johnson was rhythm guitar, Paul Westwood and Mo Foster on bass, sax Jeff Daly, percussion Lennox Langton, Dave Mattox drums, Roy Shipston on keyboards. This was okay. I wouldn't rate this too high. It was good. Nothing dramatically wrong with it, but I wouldn't say this had the inspiration of some of his earlier stuff. Put it that way. So that's a limited edition, 1,000 copies, on purple and red mixed coloured vinyl. And let me just double check on that Rocksteady one for you for similar information, because I neglected to tell you, didn't I? Well, this is on orange vinyl, and there's only 750 of these apparently. So numbered as well, by the way. And let me just show you. I'll just take it. Is that gonna? Oh, it's difficult to tell. Can you see that? Let me just hold that steady so it focuses. Maybe bring it back a bit. You can see the number there in the corner. I hope you can see something anyway. It's difficult to tell, you know, when you're actually doing the videos, what is being focused on and not. It's a bit difficult. Anyway, hopefully you saw a silver something in the corner. That was the number. Jonathan Rickman, that's next in line, and the Modern Lovers. This one, there he is. So this one is Back in Your Life. Now this was 1979, and well, you could argue about this, but probably his most accessible LP, I would say. So if you're thinking about Jonathan Rickman, and he's definitely a unique artist. So if you're thinking about getting into our Jonathan, then this is the one to go for, I would say, I reckon. In terms of the pressing itself, limited to 1,000, and it's on silver, numbered again. So yes, silver, there you are, silver edition, that's quite interesting. And we have The Wipers, there you go, punk band, quite innovative, different, interesting, always interesting stuff. Again, like Peter Green, I wouldn't say this is their best. One for the fans, I would say. This was released in 87, originally on Enigma. And this is called Follow Blind. So there you go. Let me just flip that over. And there's the back there for you. Again, are we looking at limited? Yes, and it's also on silver. Silver pressing, and 750 copies. So that's The Wipers, Follow Blind. Okie dokie. And finally, and I would argue the best of this particular batch that I've received from Music on Vinyl is a Raikou release. Boomer's Story. There it is. I've actually put this, I'm going to be writing up all of these, and I'll put the batch I've just talked about in a sort of vinyl news in terms of text. I will comment upon it and picture it. So I'll be placing that on my blog. This one I'll probably give more attention to. I do have a series on my site called Masterworks, which looks at classic LP releases, ranging over decades, all genres. And I would say this is one. This was released again, is it 72? Okay, 1972. I think this is his third album. And it's like, you know, Raikou's been called a sort of musicologist, hasn't he? And I think he hates that term. And I can see why. He's not an academic. And yet he's, I would call him, what would I call him? Well, an enthusiast, but he's always looking to learn. He's always an investigative artist. He's looked at and he's played and he's been interested in music from a variety of cultures. This one features again a variety of musical variants, lots of blues. In fact, it's mainly blues orientated in many ways. And I like it a lot. I won't talk too much about it because this is supposed to be a news thing, and I'm thinking to myself, don't start talking, Paul, you're going to turn this into a feature. It's not supposed to be. It's just a news item, guys. So anyway, so there's nothing on the back, and if you don't believe me, there's the official nothing. And but yeah, I would call this his best album. I know that's a bit, for Raikou, the fans, you're probably going to say, what? Are you kidding? You're crazy. How can you? I'm going to get those sorts of responses. But yeah, I would say, I'd probably, in terms of song selection, in terms of his guitar playing and his interpretive abilities, there's no track listing on the back of this, but I do remember one track was it to do with the Civil War? A very patriotic, American patriotic song. Anyway, whatever it was called, it was a patriotic song, has been sung in a very patriotic, uplifting way, but Raikou sang it in a very tired, weary, slow, almost ponderous fashion, which added a level of subtlety to the song, which maybe was not heard elsewhere from other artists who have also sung this song. You see, I'm going on. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to go any further. A good one. And that's it. That's Music on Vinyl. And I will be back with another vinyl news. It may be themed on a record label. It may be a whole heap of just random stuff. It might be sevens. Who knows? Anyway. I'll see you next time. Join me. Comment below if you disagree with anything I've said. I'd love to know. If you agree, that's fine too. Send me your thoughts if any of these you have the original pressings or earlier pressings. I'd love to know what you think of the pressing quality of the earlier or originals, and what you thought about the albums themselves. Whether you're looking forward to buying these new editions. Whatever. Comment below, keep it clean, keep it polite, no swearing. This is a family channel and I'd love to hear from you, so I'll see you next time.